let me ask you, you've mentioned the impact of energy usage and what we do to deal with our high energy costs. Congress had appropriated some substantial funding for the Air Force to consider locating a coal-to-liquids plant on or near Eielson to take advantage of the coal reserves that we have in interior Alaska and offer the Air Force an alternative source of jet fuel. We've, of course, heard that the concept of coal-to-liquids, which was really quite popular in the last administration, has now kind of gone out of vogue within this administration, even if we can address the carbon capture issues. The question to you this morning is whether the Air Force intends to pursue a coal-to-liquids plant at Eielson, and what is the timeline then for any decision-making in this order?
Ma'am, thank you for your question, and I know you're personally very interested in this. And your observations are right on target with regards to coal to liquid. You know very well, I'm sure, that the earmarks that we received are being utilized for the purposes under which they were intended, to look at the feasibility and financial viability of a coal to liquids facility at or near Eielson. We're already in the process, as you probably know as well, looking at the business case analysis, particularly to see if a enhanced use lease would be appropriate for such activities and be financially viable for such activities. In conjunction with that, the civil engineering squadron there is looking at the mission impacts and the environmental impact analysis to pull that information together. And then the Air Force research labs down at Wright-Patterson are considering things such as carbon sequestration and how that will play amongst the energy alternatives as we look at the broad scope of whether or not coal to liquid is really a viable option there at Eielson. Once we get the information from those reports back, and we can massage that a bit, and if we do in fact find that it's a viable alternative, our intent is to get with the Department of Defense, along with, we hope, some prospective developers, companies that would be interested in implementing this, and see where we go from there.
Well, we'd like to work with you on this. Obviously, the cost of energy is a key issue up there, but even more so, the opportunity to provide the Air Force with a fuel source that could be ready and affordable is something that we all want to focus on. So. Yes.